Murat Yesiltas is the Director of Foreign Policy Research over at the SETA Foundation. He joins me now from Ankara. Murat, good to have you on the show. Okay, 6 years on, how much of the original objectives do you think have been met? Give us a grade.
I think it was a very successful operation, and it symbolized many important, objectives within the context of Turkish foreign policy. First of all, we have to look at the main drivers behind the main rationality behind the operation. Of course, the border security was very important drivers. Turkey wanted to secure its border against Daesh and other terrorist organizations in Syria. On the other hand, foreign terrorist mobilization was one of the important threats for Turkey's national security in the context of Syria. And of course, refugee mobilization was also another important threat for Turkey in this conflict. The presence of Daesh also weakened the opposition military group in Syria, which ultimately undermined Turkey's efforts to find a common ground and to find a solution in Syrian crisis. It was also the presence of Daesh in Syria also provided opportunity for the YPG. When it comes to the objective of operation, of course, Turkey wanted to maintain border security. Turkey confronted Daesh terrorism within the framework of United Nations Charter. It also, in the context of operation, emphasized that PKK terrorist organization, as well as its affiliated, the PYD, YPG, will not be allowed to establish a corridor of terror on Turkey's doorstep. So, from the perspective of operational process and strategic consequences, I think it was a successful operation, and it symbolizes the shift in Turkey's foreign policy and military engagement into the Syrian crisis.
Let me ask you about the foreign policy, because the fact of the matter is that Turkey's military operations in Syria have resulted in increasingly tense relationships, especially with old-time allies like the United States. How has the country's foreign policy changed as a result of this?
Yeah, of course, the Daesh in 2016 and before the years of this conflict, and after the 2016, especially after the Operation Euphrates Shield, was one of the important threat and common threat actually between two countries. So they one way or another, they agreed to fight against Daesh, and Turkey's military operation against Daesh within the context of Operation Euphrates Shield, I think facilitated the international fight against Daesh in other places in Syria. But unfortunately, the changing dynamics of the conflict on the ground, and especially the changing foreign policy strategies of the United States against Daesh by taking into consideration YPG as one of the important local fighters, which is recognized as terrorist organization by Turkey, deteriorated bilateral relations. So now, both countries are trying to find a common ground in terms of stabilizing Syria, but from a Turkey's perspective, United States policies vis-a-vis YPG is the main obstacle to change the modality and to create another bilateral relationship model in between two countries. So therefore, if United States will not change its policies vis-a-vis YPG, it is not possible to talk about a new chapter can be opened between two countries.
Okay, Murat Yesiltas, a pleasure hearing your analysis. Thank you very much for joining us here on the NewsHour.
You're welcome.